Okay, so therefore I welcome everyone for this video lecture on the transient response specification. Okay, so based on this particular figure here, okay, which shows it starts from 0 and it will reach to its maximum 100%. Okay, sometimes the signal will go beyond the 100%. Okay, we call that particular peak which is beyond the 100% as the peak overshoot, denoted by the letter MP. Okay, and once if the signal is between 98 or 100%, we can say that there will be some kind of a tolerance band. Okay, we have seen this tolerance concept in the resistor, right? So the value of resistor, like plus or 2 kilo ohm plus or minus some 1% or 2% or 5% of the tolerance band. Okay, so in the color coding mechanism we have seen. Okay, so based on that, the response of the specification, okay, the output of the output behavior of the system can be studied. Okay, now what other things can be studied from this particular graph is if your signal is rising, okay, towards the exponential side. So based on that particular rise in the signal, okay, the various definitions can be obtained from this particular figure. So one is TD. Okay, it's called as a delay time, we represent it by TD. The another time is called TR, it's a rise time, when the signal will enter into the saturation mode, or when the signal will be entering into its a maximum mode. Okay, and then we have a TP is nothing but what the peak time, when the signal will give you the maximum value. We call it as at what amount of time the signal is achieving its maximum value. Okay, we call it as a peak time. Okay, and the last is nothing but the TS time, which is called as settling time. Settling time is nothing but how the signal is going to drop. Okay, once it reaches to the maximum level, it will just drop exponentially low, you can call, or sometimes there is a small variations in the signal. Okay, and when the signal is reaching to its maximum value, we call it as a peak overshoot. Okay, so based on this particular specification of the transient response, the definitions what we find here is the delay time. Okay, so what is delay time is it is the time required for the response to reach 50% of the final value. Okay, final value in the first attempt. Okay, it is given by TD is equal to 1 plus 0.7 into neta divided by omega n, and this neta is nothing but your damping factor. Okay, so if you look at this particular figure here, okay, so TD is starting from 0.0 and it is at maximum at 50%. Okay, here you can see it is maximum at this particular point, which is called as a 50%. Okay, so whenever the applied signal is reaching to the 50% for the final value, for example, if there is 100% and if the signal is reaching to the 50%, okay, so that particular 50% is given by the delay time defined by this formula, that is TD is equal to 1 plus 0.7 into neta divided by omega n. Then the rise time. Okay, so rise time, what is the rise time? It is at maximum value from 10% to 90%. Okay, so rise time is it's the time required for the response to rise from 10% to 90% of the final value for overdamped system, and 0 to 100% for the final value for the underdamped system. Okay, so usually the system will be underdamped. Okay, in the sense the signal will not be reaching beyond the 100% time. Okay, it will be like maximum from 0 to 100%, it's not beyond the 100%. Okay, so therefore if it is from 0 to 100%, then we can say that the system is underdamped. Okay, and the rise time is nothing but it's the reciprocal of the slope of the response at that particular instant. Okay, and the response is equal to 50% of the final value, and it is given by the formula TR is equal to pi minus theta divided by omega d. Then the third definition is TP. Okay, TP is nothing but reaching to the maximum point, that is peak overshoot point. Okay, so TP can be defined here as it is the time required for the response. Okay, for the response to reach its peak value, and it is defined by the time at which the response undergoes the first overshoot, which is always peak overshoot, and denoted by TP is equal to pi divided by omega d. Okay, you can see in this particular figure, so the TP is obtained at this particular point, that is nothing but the maximum point here, it is beyond the 100%. Okay, but similarly we have overshoot, it is defined as it is the largest error between the reference input and the output during the transient period, because we want 100% result, right? We cannot go more than beyond the 100% result. So whenever the answer, if you are getting more than 100%, okay, it's like it will be considered something like there is a kind of an error, okay, and that error is the largest error, okay. And how that error is measured is, it is measured from the between the reference input and the output during the transient response, and it is given by the formula percentage MP is equal to exponential of e minus pi into neta divided by root of 1 minus neta square multiplied by 100, okay. And the last point here is the settling time. You can see the settling time is here, okay. Settling time is nothing but your applied input signal, output signal is getting somewhere at last, okay, it is getting at end point, okay. So the settling time can be defined as it is the time required for the response to decrease and stay within the specified percentage of its final value within the tolerance band. It will not be crossing the tolerance band, it will be within the band, okay. So based on that particular time response, okay, it will be decreasing order, okay, but in the specified percentage, it will not cross the percentage or the fixed percentage or the final percentage, okay. So some percentage will be fixed. So if the signal is lying within that particular percentage, then we call it as a settling time denoted by TS and given by the formula 1 divided by neta into omega n, which is equal to T, but TS is equal to 4 into the time constant. So therefore, because of this reason, the TS is defined as 4 divided by neta into omega n square, okay. So in these concepts, all the 5 different points like the peak, overshoot, settling time, okay, peak time, these are the formulas which can be applied for the given problems, okay. The same formulas are being applied for the PID controller, okay. So in my previous video lectures, you can see there we have applied these formulas to attain the to find the different values if the damping ratio is 0.5, okay, with some critically the value of zeta made equal to 1, okay. So in this way we try to go for identifying these particular solutions, okay. So this is what the specification, these are the 5 specification. The thing what I want to say is some specifications are there, this specification need to be carried out such that the signal will be within the range, it will not be outside the range, okay. So with this I conclude the today's class of time response specification. Thank you.